So, I just listened to disc 6 of the Hijokaidan the Noise, the 30 CD box set. It was pretty short, only one track in about 40 minutes, but it was solid. It was mostly harsh noise, just like that the kind of the disc 1 stuff, but I enjoyed it more. But part of that is just I have more of a taste for it now, I'm sure, but I think it was better structured with more going on. Not only is not only sonically, but also in its composition, in like how it was crafted before it was performed. There was more parts. It sounded like more people, although I won't know. This was from in 1984. By the way, we're taking a 3-year jump. Yeah, it was more dense, which is it, and there was more movements almost. Like there was distinct sections. They all flowed into one another rather than just being almost constant of a pretty similar idea, which is it's definitely something that I prefer. So as far while I was listening, I did a bit of reading on Wikipedia on the various noise scenes of the time, because I think it is important to know about this kind of stuff. So in particular, I read about neo-Dadaism, the Fluxus, danger music, and that kind of scene. Neo-Dadaism is of course inspired by Dada, the sort of anti-art, anti-music approach to music and art, which is interesting to me. Fluxus is basically just art. It does not have to be finished to be art. It can be in any kind of state, which I would agree with, and that is sort of represented in here in this purposeful cacophony of noise. It's showing you don't need traditional ideas of song structure and of what music should sound like. You can have anything. The noise scene of Japan, of which Merzbow is the most well known, but Hijokaidan always comes second after. It's called Japanoise. It was big in the late 1970s to sort of today, although it reached its popularity over there around the 80s. So we're going into Hijokaidan's most well-known period, which is their 80s stuff. And yeah, it sounds noisy. It sounds like, I don't know what I expected it to sound like. It wasn't a good way. Like, I guess I should say that I never really know what to expect when I turn on one of these discs. Sometimes I get rhythmic ideas, which there was plenty of here. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get melodic ideas where it sounds like there's an actual structure to the notes that are being played, rather than just distortion. And I did not get that here. I don't want to say that this disc was more of the same, because it wasn't, but that's not too far off, I don't think. But in a better way, like, because of this art form, because of this Dadaist approach to music, there there never really can be more of the same. It's always going to be new, which is refreshing in a world where music can seem diluted. Like, everyone's trying to be the next pop sensation. Everybody's gravitating towards. This sounds very pretentious, but everyone's gravitating towards his lowest common denominator. Everyone's trying to be on a Spotify playlist. This is music intentionally designed against that kind of idea, and it's interesting because of that. Because you would think that would mean it's designed to not be enjoyed, but quite the opposite is true. I've enjoyed plenty of this thus far. So yeah, that was sort of, because this disc is not wholly original. I did sort of talk about the larger concept, which I think is something I haven't it touched on in enough depth. So yeah, that was this 6 of Hijokaidan's The Noise. Solid. Probably one of the lower ones so far, but that shows how well constructed this box set has been until now. Let's see what they do tomorrow.